And good Saturday morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. Glad to have you with us. I look out. I thought it was kind of gray and dreary and somewhat something like that.
It's sunny.
You going to wear your ears today? Or
It would help.
LMM, Last Minute Mike, getting ready over there, as you can see. He'll be prepared by 8:05.
60-minute Mike.
60-minute Mike. We won't even discuss that. It better be 2-hour Mike this morning.
Yeah.
We got a long morning here. That always goes by very fast.
Quite an agenda this morning.
Is it, or is it leveling off? I thought.
Well, I was just thinking about college basketball.
Yeah, college basketball is in the mix now as well. College football is not quite at its peak, but getting there.
They're getting there.
Yeah, which is the best part of the college football season, the bowl season, or is it prior to that?
I think it's late November with all these.
But what I don't like, and I don't know why I really don't like them, is conference championship games, because most of them are not done right.
No.
You know, it's not the two best teams playing. It's a division winner.
Yeah.
That might be 5-3.
Worst example is the Big Ten West.
And who's going to win that?
It's looking like Iowa somehow again.
Go with the under.
Yeah.
I think they may have broke the cap last week. I can't remember. I know so many people are voting that under, but it keeps getting lower and lower and lower. And there was a game, I think the under one time was 22, and that's combined. Mm-hmm. And I think they might have broke the seal on that maybe one week. A lot of people probably lost.
It's been a season for Iowa in which they fired or let go the offensive coordinator, Brian Ferentz.
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of offensive coordinators go out the door here in the last
and defensive coordinators.
Few weeks.
Southern Cal fired their defensive coordinator, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Here's the best one though. The Buffalo Bills on Tuesday fired who? Help me here. Help me with the
OC, their OC.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name.
Was that Monday or was that Thursday? The games run together for me now. The Buffalo
they played Monday.
Yeah, and on Tuesday they fired the offensive coordinator.
Right.
And the best point made here is if they would have hit that field goal,
Ken Dorsey.
If they wouldn't have if the field goal wouldn't have beat him at the end, he would have never been fired.
No.
And it would have still been the same performance.
Yeah, just wouldn't have been fired.
Wouldn't have been
had
fired.
They won.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been fired, but just somebody's got to pay when you lose a game like that. We see that over and over and over.
It's usually thrown under the bus in OC or DC or whatever.
So you're telling me Iowa is going to be most likely, or is it clinched?
It may already be clinched.
A
Somebody else
spot
may know.
In the Big Ten championship game where they will play Ohio State or Michigan.
Or Michigan.
Yeah, and they'll get beat.
They'll get boat raced.
38-3.
They may not give up a lot of points.
No, they got a great defense.
But they may not score any.
No.
They may not score any points. And I heard a great comparison to Iowa. If Iowa was doing what they're doing in the NFL, we would call them a great team.
Mm-hmm.
But in college football, if you don't go out there and score 45, you're not going to be considered a great team.
You got to average 35.
Even if you're winning every game. And what is Iowa's record?
I think it's 8-2.
8-2, but neither is it one of the losses in conference play.
Yeah, both of them.
Are they?
Both of them.
Okay.
Penn State beat them 31-0.
Woo!
And Minnesota beat them 12-10.
If you lose to Minnesota right now, you should not be playing.
No,
in a championship game. That's tough right there.
But even their wins are they beat Northwestern 10-7.
Yeah.
Beat Rutgers 22-0. Wisconsin 15-6.
Baseball team outscores them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but every year it seems like under Kirk Ferentz they go 8-3.
Did he fire his son?
I think it was forced upon him.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure he. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem, but Kirk Ferentz might.
Now, you definitely you'd fire Brett right off the bat.
Come on, man. We're not scoring 40 a game.
You're gone. You're history.
I was sitting here thinking about different things this morning, and one of the craziest things that's crossed my mind, when I got home last night and I flipped on the TV, there was an NBA game on, and it was Phoenix and Utah.
That's a heck of a game, right?
It wound up 131-128. The Suns beat the Jazz. But I cannot stop thinking about that basketball court. That is the ugliest court, except for Oregon in college
Well, that's
basketball.
not there.
It's not.
Is it not?
No.
Okay.
That's because of this
In-season tournament.
in-season tournament.
Okay.
They have special courts for the in-season
Somebody's
tournament.
going to have to explain to me. I've heard about the in-season tournament, but explain that
Is
to
it
me.
just a way to build some interest
I can't-
early in the
I
year?
can't
I can't figure
explain
it out.
it.
Single
'Cause
elimination?
Nah, it's
I'm not
pool
sure.
play to start with.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know how the marketing.
But does
people
it?
came up with
But the
that.
games go on their record, right?
Yeah.
On their.
Yeah, it's part of their 82 games, which I don't know how it is once you get to like a knockout
Yeah.
stage. Or I'm
Is,
using
you're
You're
soccer.
sitting there not playing,
terms,
or
but-
does everybody still have a game? You
I
know?
don't know.
You know, I'm guessing they'll probably play. You know,
Because how could that? I mean, you've already got the team schedule
That's right.
made out. So if you go all the way to the finals of the in-season tournament, and some teams don't even make it to the,
but wouldn't they maybe play each other?
I don't know.
That maybe it's like, you know, if you finish, how many you say they're going to take out of pool play?
I don't know.
8,
I don't
maybe?
know. The,
So if let's say they take 8 out of pool play, and then the rest of them just play, you know, whoever's the closest seed to them in a regular season game or something like that.
I've thought it was a stupid idea.
I don't
all
get it. I
along,
don't
and-
get it. I mean, is it just?
Well, maybe, but whenever it gets down to 4, would you not watch it?
Yeah. I'll watch.
I'll watch it because it's going to be the good teams playing
Right.
each other.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to care.
Who wins the tournament? They're not either.
No.
They're probably not either, unless
Well,
it's,
there's financial incentive to win.
well,
it.
then they might care about it. And why wouldn't you? I don't know. Why wouldn't you do something? Why couldn't you promise this team a number 2 seed when the playoffs?
Yeah.
You know, that would be more incentive, right? I know you can't give them number 1 because somebody might beat them out by 20 games. It's doubtful,
I think
but
it's
they could.
I think it's $500,000 a player for winning the tournament.
Well, I would try to win. They may not. That 500 don't sound
Yeah.
as much.
Well, they're
to
going to
them.
try to win because it counts
Yeah.
on your record.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
So
Okay, here's something. Does it keep people from what's it called? Management? What load management? Does it keep people from sitting on the bench
I doubt it.
during big games? Or if it's pool play, I guess if you got the seed you want locked up in pool play, that it really wouldn't. You know, you might could sit people. I don't know. There's got to be a reason behind it though, and it has to be to draw more attention. Do you think the ratings are slipping a little bit, Brett, in regular season NBA action, and that could be?
Could be.
Yeah, that has to be it. doesn't
Yeah.
it?
I can't think of anything else that it would be, especially if you're not gonna. Why wouldn't you have a couple of these? I mean, I don't know. Ned says because money is involved for the winners in Las Vegas, the thought is players may play hard early in the season instead of waiting for the playoffs. Yeah,
Okay.
they could. They
Possible.
could. But especially the players that are at minimum salaries and stuff like that, because that $500,000 to them, you know, would mean a whole lot more than a guy like a Kevin Garnett, who I don't even know what he's making, but I'm guessing.
Kevin Garnett, he's
I mean, not Kevin Garnett. Help me.
He's
Durant.
retired. Durant.
Yeah. Well, Garnett might still be getting paid
I
if
think
he got
does
the Bobby
podcasts.
Bonilla. If he got the Bobby Bonilla pay.
Mm-hmm.
Butch says load management just like pods. So, yeah, one of those terms that not meant for sports.
No.
Pods nor load management. But yeah, these guys that are, you know, on those minimum contracts or whatever, $500,000 would, you know, they're probably and you know they can't control a lot of it either. They're not going to get in the game and play key minutes. But Who's the best team in the NBA right now, Brett?
Well,
And don't say the best roster, but who would you like playing the
maybe
best?
Boston.
And
Yeah.
I don't even know. Haven't checked it out just to see, but
Boston's 10-2. It's the
are
best
they?
record. Denver's 9-3.
so is Philly.
The usual suspects, right?
Yeah. Yep. Boston, Philly, both right
Most
there at
of
the top.
them.
Where's
Milwaukee,
Golden
Miami,
State?
Not
I'm
good.
Afraid to ask.
San Francisco.
Golden State is 6-7,
Ew.
and
Draymond strikes again.
having
Yeah, I
having
saw him.
issues.
He had a headlock on somebody, right?
Yeah, but before it was 0-0 when it happened, right?
Yeah,
This-
game
It was like a
30
minute into the
seconds
game.
into the game. Minute, yeah.
Yep. Draymond is a good player, but man, I just couldn't have him on my team.
He's done so many flagrant things, and yet they still consider him part of their core.
Yeah. Oh my, Jason wrote me a book here.
Oh,
The in-season tournament is a combination of World Cup and NCAA tournament.
okay.
I hadn't seen any of those teams in it. It starts with
Yeah,
pool
Duke's
play.
going to play Brazil.
It depends on which sport, whether I'll
Yeah.
take them or not. It starts with pool play, 6 pool winners, and 2 wild cards from the pool. So it will be 8 then when it gets down there. Then those 8 teams go to an NCAA tournament-style format. The Final Four will be held in Las Vegas. The teams not in the knockout rounds will continue to play their regular season schedule while the tournament teams go on. So I guess everybody's got a regular season schedule, and they just skip those games. If you're playing in this, you wind up not playing those. That keeps everybody on track, I guess, for playing the same amount of games if you do it that way. The winning team, let's see, the teams make championship will play an extra game during the season. The winning team gets $500 grand, and the losing team gets $250 grand. This tournament is being held to give more meaning to regular season, and it gives the NBA another set of games to offer. Has a separate TV package and new TV contracts that are up for negotiation. You know what I would do if I wanted? I'm not so sure I would do the tournament thing, but if I've always liked how minor league baseball plays half seasons, and if you win the first half of the season, you get in the playoffs. You know, the only thing that would do, it would create tanking by the team that I'd already got a bid. So you could only
That's right.
give 2. But, you know, they might play for home court advantage, though. You would say, you know, the 2 teams that win half seasons get the 1 seeds. But, you know, the one with the best overall record will be the one that gets the home court advantage come playoff time. Who's the worst team? Record-wise, Washington, Detroit, Memphis. And
Yeah,
people
Memphis
say- and
without Ja Morant for, 20-some games.
And people might say, not the Hornets. Well, they're right there with them. They're not far up the list. They have 3 wins. Those other teams just have 2 wins. So,
Could it get any worse for Charlotte professional sports than it is
right now? 3-8, and the football team's what? 1 and
1-8.
1-8.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. 1 and something.
And Charlotte football, collegiately, then two wins, something like that. 3.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Gotta-
one team I did not keep up
I always
with.
want to throw the
Charlotte.
city of Chicago in there as well. I can't ever overlook the city of Chicago and how things. I don't know what the I see the Bulls are 4-9.
Yep.
The Bears,
Yeah, and they're talking about trading people away.
are who we thought they were, aren't they, Mike?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Bulls are going to trade some away.
That's been the talk.
Yeah, and then I don't know what the Blackhawks are doing because we don't keep up with hockey enough.
The Cubs were pretty
The
good.
Cubs were pretty good.
The White
White
Sox weren't good.
mediocre at best.
So I guess
And they have more teams to grade too, which to me makes it even worse. The more teams you got, and you're still not competing in hardly any
The
of them.
Blackhawks are in 7th out of 8 in their division. 5-9.
Best logo in sports. I'm asking.
I like it.
It's one of my favorites.
I'm surprised they hadn't made them change it.
Yeah, I know, but that's a terrific looking logo. That Black Hawk on that hockey jersey. But
which is the worst sports city, Chicago or New York?
that's a good one right now. If you're
right
going by right now.
Right now.
As far as history goes, I would take New York.
Yeah.
But, the Yankees are always going to have a chance, so they're in the mix. The Mets overspent, and it didn't work out.
I'm tired of hearing about the Jets.
The Jets. But I still think with Aaron Rodgers, though, Mike, I don't know what their record is right now. What is it, 3-5? Something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers.
I think you'd have to add 2 or 3 wins if they had him, because a lot of these games have been very low scoring that they're losing.
That's a good point.
The Giants may be worse than the Jets right now.
God. Oh, they are.
After making the playoffs last year.
It's totally reversed.
And now Danny DeVito's quarterbacking?
Tommy DeVito, who we last saw starring as a hitman in Goodfellas. Tommy DeVito.
And who is the, I don't know who would be, who was wasn't there one in between Daniel Jones and DeVito that also got hurt?
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod, yeah.
Did he even
been
play
everywhere?
Did he even play a snap?
Yeah, I think he did.
New York sports is, and you know what's sad? That is the first and third largest cities in America, and the sports is no better than they are. Would you rather be a fan of a team that is going to disappoint you at the end? You go through the whole season having hope.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both of what you're going to say.
Or one that has no chance.
The Dodgers
of getting
disappoint you at the end.
But they did win one just, 3 years ago, 2 years?
Yeah, and then the Commanders, you have no hope from the start.
No. And Notre Dame's not having a great year.
So which one hurts you the most?
It got to be
the Dodgers. Yeah.
I would say the Dodgers because you're on the cusp of another world championship,
I'd just rather have mediocrity all the way through.
Would you really?
Little hope.
Would you really?
Yep.
Little hope.
It
says a lot about you guys.
Well, it's so heartbreaking, though. I mean, the build.
No, but I've become.
But
I've become way more of a diehard Dodger fan than a Washington Commander fan.
Right.
Would
that change?
It's the team that gives me hope.
If they had 2 or 3 straight years of winning seasons and playoffs, would that twist it a little bit?
I still haven't got over the losing the Redskins name.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think that's not coming back. Right?
Yeah. Jason says the winner of the tournament will get the NBA Cup trophy and get to hang a banner in the gym. Ned says North Dakota used the same jersey as the Blackhawks for years, just green, black, and white. But the NCAA sort of made them change. Now they just have an ND logo on the chest. That'd be Notre Dame, wouldn't it? North Dakota.
Wouldn't it be funny if somebody won the NBA Cup or whatever and then retired? Like if LeBron retired after that, won the in-season tournament, and decided, well, that's it.
It would,
right
but that's
off
not
into the
happen
sunset.
Because at that point you have confidence you can win the NBA title. So nobody's going to retire, I wouldn't think, after that tournament, just because, one more shot at getting another championship.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever it may be, one more shot. Who are some of the superstars that are closest to retirement?
Well, definitely LeBron.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's getting up there, but he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he's going to retire anytime soon. But he's at the age.
Is he?
Maybe 35 or 36.
And LeBron is what?
38.
38.
Yeah, Durant's 35.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about some of the guys been around a long time.
And LeBron, I think LeBron turns 39 maybe next month.
How old is Jimmy Butler? Because it seems like I've seen him on the court.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
since the 80s.
Yeah.
but
probably 30, maybe 33, 34.
Still a good player.
34.
As a matter of fact, I think the teams he's been on that have went anywhere, the Bulls and the Heat, that have made any noise, he's been the key reason why.
Yeah.
over the last couple of years. So, I don't know how we got off on all this, but that court last night. So that was in Vegas.
No. Those are home courts.
Oh, they just painted it.
Yeah. Vegas just has the final.
This different finish for the tournament. So everybody's got a court like that.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
That's
Now,
right.
you guys have seen the Oregon court I'm talking about, or haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the trees. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh.
No,
I feel like it's got a forest painted on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much.
I kind of enjoy what you see out of Oregon football uniforms from week to week because I don't think you're ever going to see the same combination twice. But
did Oregon? They revolutionized football apparel, didn't they? As far as jerseys and so forth.
they what now? I'm sorry, I was
They
reading.
pretty much revolutionized
Oh, yeah.
football apparel.
Yep. Yes, they have.
Yeah, with their
And some of their uniforms I don't like.
hundreds of combos.
But they have some really nice ones at times, do the Ducks.
Yeah, their best one is that really bright Kelly green, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, but that might be the ones, though, that's got the numbers I don't like because the numbers are, like, so big they go from your collar down to your waist.
No, these I'm talking about are a pretty standard size.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just like bold numbers on the back that are regular size.
I don't like the chrome helmets when they
No.
wear
I don't
those.
like those on anybody.
I don't either. No, not.
And I'm
Chrome.
surprised they're not outlawed because if you play in a day game in the sun,
Oh, yeah, it blind you.
yeah, blind the opposition.
Don
Or your own
Revels.
person.
Don Revels says the NBA doesn't do itself any favors with Doris Burke and Beth Mowens. Is that how you say it?
Beth
I don't even
Mowens.
know her.
Yeah,
calling games.
Yeah, she's done a lot of games.
This is going to be a tough question. How you guys feel about females?
I do like
broadcasting?
Doris Burke as
Do you?
an analyst.
Yeah, but now if they're doing games with just them two, which I don't know if that's what he means or not. But Doris is good as part of the three person team with well, I guess whether it's Mike Breen or I don't know who she was teamed up with. But
Yeah, she's not bad as an analyst on that side, but I don't know about who the play-by-play person.
I don't really like QB Brown.
Yeah.
Don't step on Mike's toes now.
I kind of think it's time for him to go.
He's been around a while.
Yeah.
Butch says if you're a real fan, you live and die with your team.
Right.
He says, like with my Cardinals.
That's right.
I agree with that. I don't think anybody's not living and dying with the team, but and the Cardinals is not a good example of what Brett's talking about because the Cardinals are going to be in the running at least once every 4 years. They're going to be making a bid. Washington has been so long since they've been, and Jason's in the same situation as Brett because he's also a Commander fan.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
love to
right.
see the name change.
Yeah, see,
at
I
some
don't even
point,
like
too.
saying that.
Yeah, so you wouldn't wear a shirt that said Commanders on the front.
Well, I don't know. I don't have any Washington apparel. Kind of embarrassing.
Jason gives me a few numbers.
I just
here.
call him Washington.
LeBron James, year number 21. Durant, year number 17. Curry, year number 15. Chris
Curry
Paul
is getting up
Chris
there.
Paul, year number 19.
Yeah, well, see,
Oh,
I
wow.
don't consider Chris Paul a star anymore.
No.
No, and he comes off the bench too now, doesn't he?
For
or
the
not.
I think he
Warriors.
does a little of both.
Does
but
he?
Yeah, which they don't have Curry right now, so he's probably starting. But
The one out of all four of those that still looks the freshest would be Curry.
Yeah.
You
when
know,
he's
I
on,
mean,
when he's
And
healthy.
he does have the least amount of years on out of those four.
yeah,
But still, he just looks like he hadn't really lost. I don't know if he's lost anything yet. How old would that make him be? Curry. I mean,
you said
34, right?
did I
no.
say-
You said what year he
Yeah,
was in.
yeah.
You said
He's
what
probably
year.
no,
he
he's
was.
not 15.
But he did. How many years did he play at Davidson? 2 or 3?
I don't know.
I thought he went all 4.
I thought-
No, he didn't go. He didn't
He
stay
didn't go
4.
4.
He's 35.
All right.
Jason says, and then we're going to take a timeout. Jason says Doris Burke is now part of the number one broadcast team for ABC and ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got rid of Jeff Van Gundy.
That's right.
She is partnered with Mike Breen and Doc Rivers, and I always like Doc. He's good at what he does. And I like Mark Jackson, too, but did he get let go?
He got let go,
Yeah.
too. In the purge.
Burke and Rivers replaced Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. Curry played 3 years at Davidson, Jason
3
says.
years.
Right.
And Lenny
Jeff
that.
Jeff Van Gundy was my favorite person
He was
ESPN
good.
had
He was
for
good.
basketball.
Yeah. I used to like the commercials. Van Gundy.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good. And what's he doing now? Does he get a gig anywhere?
I don't know where he went.
You know, he's probably too expensive for one franchise to hire. And
what's Jalen Rose doing? He was part of the purge as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Jalen Rose is working.
The only
for somebody.
difference on those is I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff Van Gundy could get back into coaching if he wanted to.
Yeah, he probably could. Yes, he probably could. Let's see here real quick.
If you guys want to see the Hornets, they're at home tonight, 6:00.
Let me get on the phone. See if I can get us hooked up.
And the Knicks are actually pretty good.
7-5.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Jason says Van Gundy's on the Celtics staff.
Is he?
Senior consultant.
Okay.
As a senior consultant, Van Gundy. Which means if anything goes wrong, they got themselves a head coach in waiting.
He's ring chasing. Like the
Is
players
that it?
do. Yeah.
Ring chasing.
I'm going to go work for the best team.
I don't know if he's ring chasing or paycheck chasing.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit of both.
He's got a lot
I don't blame him.
Going
don't
too.
blame him. Either way. Don't blame. Nothing wrong with what he's doing. Either way. Here we go. We're getting ready to take a break. Here you go. First lyrics of the morning.
Let's go.
And this is easy. And I couldn't have got it any easier. But don't blurt it out. Just let the break come, and then we'll sort it out. And would you cry if I told you that I lied? And would you say goodbye, or would you let it ride? Back in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Dr. John Cloninger III is celebrating 25 years of practice here in Lincoln. Dr. Cloninger's pedigree originates from his father, mother, and uncle and continues with his brother and cousin. The name is an icon in the field of dentistry. Dr. Cloninger has dedicated himself to his patients and community and continues to lead by example. He has heard his whole life, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He wants to sustain the family name and proceed by offering the best reasonable treatment possible. Dr. John Cloninger III, 904 Doncha Drive in Lincoln. Call 704-735-0765.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
How to please the whole crew on game day? How about a 40-piece chicken McNuggets from McDonald's? Epically crispy, so juicy, so tender, and all the dipping sauces. Right now, 40 chicken McNuggets made with all white meat are yours for only $10.99. Well, yours and whoever you're watching the game with. My advice, double down on your defense because 40 chicken McNuggets disappear surprisingly fast. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineered certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincolnton, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivaledmetalbuildings.com.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us here. Sports Talk, Saturday morning, 8 to 10. Went to another high school football game last night. We're going to get in that in just a few minutes. A couple area teams still working their way down the brackets, up the brackets, whichever way you go in the bracket. But across.
Left to right.
Left to right. That's it. Working their way across. But you got to go a step down each time if you look at the bracket, or a step up.
Yeah.
So, but the main thing is go sideways, like you said. Go right one notch.
They just keep putting your name on that next line.
That's right. Ned gets our lyrics. He gets the group. He said, I can't think of the song. He said, but I can think of the group, and he got that right. And then he said, it's easy. I'm going to give it to you one more time, Mike, and then I'm going to let Brad answer it. And would you cry if I told you that I lied? And would you say goodbye, or would you let it ride?
Here's my guess. Let it ride, or ride.
You had the right to start with.
Let it ride.
Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I pulled it out of the hat. I didn't know it.
You pulled it out of the computer?
No. That's the way I operate.
I'm glad. Yeah, well, yeah. Trivia is just not the same as it used to be, with everybody with a phone in their hand or a computer to look things up. It ought to be one of those things that trivia, if you're going to ring in, you need to ring in the first 5 seconds and make that answer.
Well, I know even at trivia where I go at Brick Tree, I mean, we always wonder who's cheating, who's looking
got
at their
phone out. Yeah.
Even though it's
because you can look anything up in about 30 seconds or less. So
yeah.
It doesn't take long.
Even though it's announced at the beginning, don't cheat, don't use your phones, blah blah blah.
Is there a prize?
Yeah, $20 to the winner.
Yeah.
It's got to be
Mike,
used.
You should have started out. You should have started out with there is a prize, and it is a huge check every week. That's the way you should have worded it.
Okay.
Well, no, I was just
because
thinking,
the check,
if there's not a prize,
the
check is huge.
That's right.
Physically huge.
If it's just for the sake of winning trivia,
it's just
then people shouldn't cheat.
I know.
Yeah. Well, they shouldn't cheat either way.
No, they shouldn't either way, but
no.
But they're going to.
Yeah.
If they can find
Let's
a way.
See, first prize is 20, and then second is 15.
I think you ought to be eliminated if your phone is on the table.
Yeah, it should be
if it's visible.
And but hey, people have their phones out on the tables all the time.
But if you've got to talk to somebody, you have to excuse yourself from that particular question and go outside, and you can't come back in.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Till that question has been answered.
I'm good with that.
But it's just the way it's tough. I mean, you don't want to run off your customers because you're business.
Yeah, that's it.
But I don't know.
But see, now the prize is really just a bar tab. You get like a gift card kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, I mean, it's more than the prize of anything. It's the bragging rights.
It's the bragging rights, yeah.
Bragging rights for the week.
Everybody you get your picture taken, put on Facebook, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And the big check, of course.
Yeah. The big check. Like I said, it's a huge check.
Oh boy,
it's just only for $20.
Yeah.
I do like that. Last night in college football, we talked a little bit about this off the air. I think Dion suffered a big-time loss. The Colorado Buffaloes lose to Washington State last night, 56-14. And
wow.
What does that do for Washington State as far as
they're 5-6.
5-6. Oh my!
So they're going to need to beat Washington next week.
Okay, so they're not going to a bowl. Is what
well,
you're telling me, because they can't.
If there aren't enough teams that qualify, they can take 5 and 7 teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Colorado's 4 and 7. So
what do they call that game? Washington State. Some of these games that end the season with rivalries have nicknames.
Apple Bowl.
You know the Apple Bowl.
Is it really?
It is.
I
think it is.
I don't know if I've ever heard that. I just thought. I mean, it's known. The state's known for its apples.
There's one called the Paul Bunyan, the Axe Bowl.
That would be Minnesota and Wisconsin, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
when they
that's
play.
right. I think that's right.
Let's see.
Apple Cup.
Apple Cup.
Lenny says it's a Happy Gilmore check.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I remember the check was huge. What was it made out for, though? Do you remember the amount on the Happy Gilmore?
I don't remember.
Oh no, he got a bunch of them. It was like every time he played in a tournament.
Okay,
he
just got the
whether he won or not, he just had him. He wanted the money so bad, he just had him go ahead and write him one of those big checks so he could get it to the bank.
I like it. Good Lord, is that movie 30 years old yet? 20 years
right
old?
At it.
Is that his best movie, you think?
Oh, I don't know. He's been in so many. I don't know.
Waterboy is pretty good. I like that one.
What about the one with Kevin Garnett where he was the jeweler?
Oh yeah.
Uncut Gems. That was
that's a dark,
very different from.
I haven't seen it.
It's a crime. It's a crime. Film.
Unseen Gems, in my case.
Yeah,
and he's had a couple movies like that.
That's a good film. It's very powerful. I saw that.
Adam Sandler in a powerful.
Yeah, he plays a jeweler who gets into some bad stuff.
I like it. Also, on Friday night, it was South Florida. I did give the score right, 56-14 of Colorado losing to Washington State. Texas San Antonio, 49. South Florida, 21. Did you guys see last week? This stuck in my mind all week while we're getting into college football here a little bit. 2 weeks ago, Oklahoma State won Bedlam.
Yeah,
Last
don't
week,
remind me.
They were blown out by Central Florida. Were they not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
45-3. How's that happen?
What in the world?
Central Florida's at the bottom of the Big 12 standing.
All the emotion went out of Oklahoma State in that Oklahoma game.
Bedlam
Because it's the
is
last time they're going to play for a while.
That's it.
Unless
They may never play.
Well, I think they will.
I do too eventually.
I mean, even if you're not in the same conference, you schedule each other.
Yeah, they should.
Open the season.
Yeah.
Play them in the season opener because they need to play, and I think they will at some point. But it might be, have to go a cycle so they can reschedule non-conference opponents. But that just stuck with me how bad they lost.
I don't know what else to say. Bedlam hangover. I don't know.
Central Florida, they lost 5 in a row, and then they beat Cincinnati by 2.
Which is a decent win.
And then they beat Oklahoma State 45-3.
Yeah.
Just 5-5.
College football so easy to understand.
Yeah. Now the Big 12 does not want Texas and Oklahoma in the championship game.
The big what?
Big 12.
Why?
Well,
because they're both leaving.
They're both leaving.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to. Oklahoma had some terrible calls in Bedlam, and I think it was a conspiracy by the Big 12.
Calling them out.
I'm calling them out right now.
Calling them out.
Nah,
Jason says Shadur Sanders got hurt last night in that game. Hurt his arm and got rolled up on while getting sacked last night in that game. Well, the only thing I hate there is he might miss his final game because if they don't make a bowl, that's it, right? I mean, and I don't even know who they play in
Remember when they were the story in college football in the month of September?
Seems a long time ago now.
It does,
even though it hasn't been. It does seem a long time
Boy,
ago.
they dominated the headlines.
Explain to me real quick, because I don't know the details on the Jim Harbaugh situation. Has to set out 3 games, right? And he agreed to do that without any fight.
Well, that's because the NCAA revealed more information based on their investigation. One, there's a booster involved who apparently funded the sign stealing operation.
Yeah, and I heard this.
They call him Big T.
It was Dan Patrick said the guy's making $55,000 a year. Who's paying for his hotel rooms, his travel?
The booster.
Yeah, so somebody else has to be involved.
The other thing was the linebacker coach went on the computer, and once this stuff came out, and changed evidence or tampered with evidence.
Linebacker coaches don't know how to get on a computer.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, he got fired. So this thing is just getting real messy. I think Harbaugh's gone. Michigan
I think they ought to go ahead and ban him
him
now from the postseason.
Michigan goes on probation.
You just dislike them.
I hate him.
Best fight song in college football? How can you hate the Amazing
Brett says
Blue?
that's Notre Dame.
Well, okay. Well, it's a debate. Notre Dame victory.
Southern Cal's is pretty good too. I know neither one of you are really Southern Cal fans, but their fight song is pretty good too.
Yeah, it is.
And it's the ones that you recognize every time you hear it. That's And those guys have been around long. They were on national TV. Those 3 schools were on national TV all the time before everybody got on national TV.
Can you name the top 5 fight songs in college football?
I can name 3.
All right.
We already done it.
How about Tiger Rag and Boomer Center? Would they fit in?
No, I wouldn't recognize.
I wouldn't recognize
those.
the tune. I mean, you're a fan. You watch it more, so obviously you're gonna recognize it more.
I really just know those 3.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know if you could sit here and play me other ones.
And
that I would say, that's this.
Southern Cal has 2 different ones that you.
They do.
Recognize.
One of them's more like but Fight On is the one. They'd wear that on the back of their helmet too. Fight On, but that's the one that I kind of remember more than the others. Maryland is at home today to take on Michigan on Fox, high noon. Alabama's at home to take on mighty Chattanooga.
Oh, this is the SEC play.
Bye week.
Everybody?
Bye week.
Is that what it is?
Pretty much. Well, not for everybody, but.
Oh, yeah, no, not for Georgia. And, well, you're going to announce that one anyway.
Louisville at Miami, Rutgers at Penn State.
Well, wait a minute. Louisville, if they win, doesn't that clinch a spot in the ACC title game?
And here's the bad part about that, Mike. Who will they be playing?
Florida State.
Florida State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Florida State, the undefeated Seminoles slipped my mind. So it could be Louisville and Florida State, and they didn't play in the regular season, right? Haven't yet and won't.
No.
That's good. That's good. I like it when they haven't played each other.
No. Jeff Brom comes into Louisville in his first year.
Louisville's loss was to Pitt.
Mike, when we get there, I'm going to make you say something good
3-8
about
Pitt.
Eli Drinkwitz.
All right.
The Drinkwater.
I give him his due.
Man, that team.
I guess I'm finally drinking the water.
Who did they pound last week?
Oh, pound him in submission.
Was it?
Tennessee?
Was it?
No. Who was it? Yeah, Tennessee.
That may be right.
Pounded
That may
them.
be right. And they're like 8-2.
Yeah, 8-2.
And a quiet, very quiet 8-2.
Yeah, 36-7 over Tennessee.
Yeah, that was like they were trying to make a statement almost.
Rocky Top fell from the mountaintop.
Don Revels says thoughts on Jimbo Fisher and his replacement.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think Mike Elko is the leading candidate.
Probably the Duke head coach.
The only thing I wonder about is hiring a defensive coach at a big-time school like that in today's
good point.
offensive football world.
But Duke's offense isn't bad when their quarterback.
Yeah, when Riley
healthy,
Leonard.
Well, yeah, you got
his OC.
You got to have a really good coordinator.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And would he take him, or would he let him be the next head coach at Duke if he had a desire to do that? Because they may, a lot of times coordinators get upgraded when the head coach leaves.
Name me some crazy possibilities for that job. I mean, it's just sort of off the wall. One I think of is
for A&M.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Leaving Ole Miss.
Jackie
go
Sherrill.
there for
That would be
bring Jackie Sherrill back.
Lane Kiffin. I'd have heard Lane Kiffin.
We've got to name him, of course, Urban Meyer. He always.
What Lane Kiffin needs? What Lane Kiffin needs is for Brett Venables to get fired, and him pick him up as his defensive coordinator, because they would be a powerhouse wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Because Lane Kiffin can coach offense. That's obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's one of the best.
Well, look what he did at Alabama.
Their defense struggles.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, he was good at Alabama.
He was good at Alabama.
So he needs one of the top defensive coordinators.
Oh yeah, he changed
to come along.
He changed Alabama.
Yeah.
To an offensive powerhouse.
Yep.
Well, they also mentioned Dan Lanning, who's the current coach at Oregon, but
yeah, he said he's not going anywhere.
Well, he's getting ready to go.
I believe him.
He's getting ready to go to the Big Ten. He's got everything he needs. Why? To me, that's a step down. Or no better than, and with no job security, of course.
So
yeah, it's kind of like Jimbo leaving Florida State. At Florida State, he could have been on top.
Yeah.
And not had to worry about losing his job. But you leave and go to the SEC.
Mm-hmm. You got to,
especially at Texas A&M, where you're not one of the top.
It's about that big paycheck again that we've been talking about. Only this time the numbers were big to match the size of the check. But
Texas A&M, what if they really had it in their history? Bear Bryant coached there. Well, they don't.
Will Jimbo Fisher be a head coach when football starts next season?
He'll be somewhere. I don't think so. Be a head coach.
I don't think so. I think he'd at least take a year off.
He might.
He'd be better suited to be an athletic director.
He'll probably go on the ESPN.
Good speaker,
booth.
Likes to talk. I just wonder if he could be. Yeah, he could be in TV, or he could be
TV.
as an athletic director. I think he could make it work too if he had the desire to do that kind of thing.
How about James Franklin, Penn State?
Time to go. I like the guy. I really like.
Yeah, I like him too.
He's not going to be able to.
Okay, he needs to hire.
Michigan.
He needs to hire Fisher as his OC.
There you go.
Yeah.
They need something. They need
something.
some offensive talent. They just
they
don't have anything.
They're good.
They had a couple years where they were good on offense.
Defense gives up points because they're on the field 75%.
When they had Saquon, they were good.
Yeah.
And then they had Miles Sanders.
Well, there ought to be enough players just in the state of Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, that's football.
And they've had some good quarterbacks. They don't have one right now.
But they're better than Pitt right now.
Oh yeah, way better than Pitt.
But
I don't know if we said that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When Pitt had the guy that's with the Steelers now.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett. Well, that was kind of.
And they also Pitt had a great receiver who's now in the NFL, right, with the Vikings, Jordan. He was last name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The one that really took over when
Addison?
He went to he transferred from Pitt
Southern
to
Cal. Yeah, Jordan Addison.
Addison.
I didn't know that he started at Pitt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see. Jason says Louisville is not locked in a spot for ACC championship yet. They need to win out or have Virginia Tech and UNC lose one more game.
Okay.
Well, Louisville's only got one conference game left, and it's at Miami.
Yeah. So.
And then they play Kentucky next week.
So that wouldn't have any bearing.
Butch has a candidate for Texas A&M.
Who is it?
It's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Johnny Manziel.
No, it's not that good.
I love it. Johnny Manziel.
This guy has been a head coach.
That's pretty doggone good.
At college level, at the NFL level.
Both levels?
Yeah, he's been a head coach.
Bill Belichick.
Oh, no. I don't think Bill
well, he wasn't a college coach, was he?
No. But he's in that crazy list that I read something.
But this is a good one because this guy can coach football.
Bill O'Brien.
If you can forget about what he does off the field. And no, it's not Bill. And I said this guy can coach football. Why'd you bring up Bill O'Brien?
Yeah, he can't coach.
Not as a head coach.
You
not
mean
as a head coach.
So he's got an off the field reputation.
He does. Yeah.
Who would that be?
This is going to give it away. He wrote one team that he wrote one organization that he left a Dear John letter whenever he decided that he was going to left it laying on his desk, his resignation letter, and like the Colts took off in the middle of the night. never to be not never to be heard from again because he did go straight into another job. But,
the guy that went from West Virginia to Michigan, then Arizona.
That's Rodriguez, and that's not right.
Not Rich Rodriguez. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rutgers guy.
No.
Not Schiano.
No.
God.
No.
Did he coach in the
Bobby Petrino.
Bingo. Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
He would be good.
Yeah.
If you can.
Where is he now? He's with Texas A&M.
He is coaching now, isn't he? Somewhere.
I think he was with A&M.
Butch might have to tell us that.
A&M, I think.
Yeah.
if he's already there.
Jason got it as well. Bobby Petrino. He is the current OC.
OC at
Texas A&M. Maybe that's why Butch said that. It's only going to have to just step up.
How about Mike Norvell?
If you wanted to win football games, would you hire Petrino? I mean, they obviously want to win football games, so just say it. Would you hire Petrino as your head coach? And what was his last head coach? What was his last head coaching gig? And why did he get
Missouri State?
Was it?
Yeah, Missouri State.
So he left there for a bigger paycheck.
Did he?
What it was. I mean,
as a coordinator in big time football.
So. He was Louisville before that.
Well, I tell you who they should go with: Lance Leipold of Kansas. The way he's transformed Kansas.
I want you guys to name me just right now off the top of your head. And if you need to look at a list, pull up the college football rankings. If you want to look at a list, pull up on ESPN the college football rankings, because I want you guys to do something for me. Lenny dittos it again and says he is the OC at A&M. So yeah, it would be an easy move just to step right into that head coaching spot. But do you want to clean house? Or do you want
Who did they name their interim
I don't know.
Coach?
I don't know. If it wasn't Petrino, he's probably not getting he's probably not getting the job, right?
He's got too much baggage. They wouldn't go.
You know, I heard an interesting stat this week. The winner and the loser after that game coaches got fired.
Yeah.
The loser of that Texas A&M won by 40, didn't they? And the coach got fired.
Yeah.
But who was it they beat?
Mississippi State.
He got fired too.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to go ahead and fire him because he probably is going to finish 8-4, and yeah.
I want to do this before we go to timeout. So if you guys have got it, I want you, and I'll just let you alternate back and forth and see what you come up with, one at a time. Tell me the top 10 football programs in the United States, college football programs right now. The top 10 in the United States. Go, Mike. It's easy. Start. Go. Name somebody.
Alabama, Georgia.
Whoa, I said one. Alabama. Brett.
Well, I would put Georgia at number 1 right now.
Hey, don't you even have to rank.
You're not worried about.
I ain't worried about ranking. Tell me the top 10 programs. So we got an Alabama and a Georgia and a
Michigan,
Ohio State.
Okay, your turn, Mike.
Oh, Florida State. Only because of this year, though.
Well, if you either include them or you don't in the top 10 programs,
I'm including
the top 10 programs in the United States.
Oregon.
That's what I'm interested in right now. The top 10 programs in the United States. Oregon. So how many have we named?
6.
Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Oregon, and who was the other? Alabama. So that's 6. Are you looking at your list so you can come up? I need another one. It's your turn, Mike. I need another one. Top 10 programs.
I'm going to go Washington.
Washington, a top 10 program in the United States.
Christian DeBoer.
Go with it, Brett.
Texas,
a top 10 program in the United States. We're up to 8. Is that right? 2 more?
Well, Penn State's on the margin, but I'll go Penn State.
I'd go Notre Dame over Penn State.
Okay, but I'm going
Me, and I know Brett maybe don't want to say Notre Dame because that's who he pulls for. You're not even named Oklahoma. Are they not a top 10 program right now?
I think they're on the cups of being there.
But either way,
they've only had one bad season.
If we look at those spots there's a chance we would put Oklahoma in that list.
Yeah,
there's
I think
a chance
so.
we would put Notre Dame in that list. There's a chance we would put.
I wouldn't say an unranked team.
Who did you say?
Now. Clemson. I would say Clemson.
Yeah. Yeah, because any minute they can bounce back.
In the last 10 years, this is their only bad year.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So the whole how about LSU? Borderline, right? Borderline.
Yeah.
I would put Oklahoma over LSU.
Yeah. Okay, so points made already. Texas A&M wasn't even mentioned.
What did he mention?
Wasn't even mentioned.
You know what the average stay of coaches at Texas A&M is? Just over 5.3 years. That's not how you build a powerhouse, right?
What are they missing to be a,
I can't figure it out because they always have one of the top 10 recruiting classes every year.
We didn't even mention, a school with a history like they have. Have they ever won a national title?
A&M, I don't know. I can't think of
one of the biggest games you always wanted to see every year was Texas and Texas A&M. It always came on like a Thursday or something.
Or Turkey out on a Thursday after Thanksgiving or Friday after
It is the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Look this up, Brett, real quick. Are you looking at something already?
I was looking to see if they've won a national title.
Yeah. I would like to know.
Maybe they did in the 50s.
Claimed national titles, 1919, 27, and 39.
So it's been 1939 since their last.
That was so long ago.
I would like to see how the series stands between Texas and Texas A&M. That's what I was going to ask you to look up. I would like to know, I'm going to guess that Texas has won at least 2/3 of those, maybe 3/4 of the all-time. And maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, here's one I found. They've only finished in the AP Top 5 4 times since the poll started in 1936.
Okay, here's their record. Texas leads 76-37.
No, ouch.
So 60,
a little over 2-1.
Yeah, 2/3 of the meetings Texas has won those games.
And A&M hadn't won a conference title since '98. That was when they were in the Big.
And
the Big 12.
Have they been relevant since Manziel?
Nope, not really.
No, not since him.
And how long you had to go back before him before they were really relevant and mentioned as far as national title talk.
Yeah.
Never made the playoffs, right?
Nah.
Nope, never made the playoffs.
And now, starting next year, they won't even be the only Texas team in the SEC because Texas is coming.
Right. Well, in a way, that's a good thing. I mean, it's they need to play each other.
They do.
They definitely need to play each other, and that's not happening.
In 1919, they didn't give up a point all year. 10-0. No points allowed.
I think I know what the Chicken Ranch is, but Butch Parker says Texas A&M is being haunted by the ghost of the Chicken Ranch.
Chicken Ranch.
Yeah, the Chicken Ranch.
Oh.
Let's take our time out. Let me.
You got to figure that one out. Yeah. The Chicken Ranch was the house of ill repute. But okay.
Real quick here, I want to let's get back to another set of lyrics as we go to break. A little more challenging here, okay? We may still have time. We might still get by. Every time I think about it, I want to cry. Back in a moment.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry is not just a name, it's the way you're treated the minute you walk in. A full-service dental practice with over 20 years experience and lifelong resident of Catawba and Lincoln County. His commitment and caring run deep in the community. Located at the intersection of Highway 150 and Business 16 in Denver, he's convenient to where you are. Open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, so look no further for your dentist than Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry. Call 704-489-9919 for your appointment or more information. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704-483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Hi folks, this is Will Poteet, president and co-owner of RE/MAX Crossroads. The real estate market is ever changing, but it's not too late to sell your home for a great price. If you're thinking about selling your home, give us a call at 704-736-1717 to speak with one of our expert agents. We would love the opportunity to earn your business.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. Fixing it quickly will help keep you and your family safe. So trust our team of electrical experts at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888. Sparky.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Welcome back. Beautiful sunshine outside today. It's supposed to be 70 degrees, which I totally dislike.
Me too. I'm tired of this warm weather.
We'll never have winter again.
No.
Man, you don't like 70 degrees?
No.
It's perfect to me.
I like 40 to 60. You know, I'm picky.
My top temperature would be 65 at the most.
We'll go out and try to get some leaves up today. 70 degrees, it'll be awful.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the sun out as well. But one more time here. We may still have time. We might still get by. Every time I think about it, I want to cry. We got a couple messages that did roll in during the break. Jason says Texas A&M boosters made the decision at halftime of the game against Mississippi State to fire Jimbo Fisher. Isn't that weird that you just – and you're winning.
Halftime.
And you say, yeah, we don't like this. We don't want to win. We got to, you know, we don't like winning. We have to get rid of this dude. For Mississippi State to fire their coach is poor taste. Their coach took over suddenly due to the death of Mike Leach. That's
a good point.
Tough situation.
Yeah,
tough situation. Rodney got it. Lenny's got it. Or Lenny's got half of it. He got the group. Rodney, I told you guys Rodney wouldn't sleep till 10. But he is up now.
Repeat those lyrics
got
one more
his
time.
computer fired up. No, he don't have his computer fired up. I like to say that. Anybody that answers it, I always accuse them of getting. Yep. I told Mike and Brett during the break that is a harder one to get, but it's probably a top 25 rock and roll song of all time.
Repeat the last part of the lyrics again.
I'm going to give you all 3 lines that it's got here. It actually comes out to be 4 lines. But we may still have time. We might still get by. Every time I think about it, I want to cry. It goes on to say, with bombs and the devil, this isn't going to help you though, with bombs and the devil and the kids keep coming, no way to breathe easy, no time to be young. Those are out there lyrics, aren't they?
Yeah.
That you're going to have a whole lot better chance on going on those the first couple lines. We may still have time. We might still get by. Every time I think about it, I want to cry. So I'll let you guys think a couple more minutes, and then we'll give it, since we already got a couple guys on the that have
got it already.
Got it correctly.
I got to give them their props then.
Yeah. Let's see. Real quick, though, we do need to finish up. Where did my pages go? Let's see, right there.
Finish up college football.
Yeah, got you guys to talk about some of the top programs. You know, I think it was pretty much a unanimous through the top 8.
Yeah.
And then it gets a little hairy. I mean, and different schools give you different reasons that you could say them. And I just, honestly, all you could base it on, if you really wanted to base it, is go back the last 5 years or 10 and do win-loss records.
I think you could go 10, yeah.
Just do win-loss records.
In that case, I would put my Sooners in the top 10.
Yeah. And that's why I think Notre Dame would be.
Yeah.
I
agree.
In there as well, if you just go on records over the last,
Well, maybe.
But you also have to throw in national championships for,
Mm-hmm.
Who did
Georgia's
we say
got one less win than Notre Dame. Even I'm putting Georgia above them just because
they won
have
2 titles.
2 titles. So.
But so who did we say that probably shouldn't be in there? Washington.
I don't know.
Yeah, you may be right.
Texas. I said
Washington.
Texas. They might not.
Who's
be
been
in
more
there.
consistent, Oregon or Washington?
They're about the same.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, very close.
That's exactly what I think. Is they're
they're both having great seasons this year, and that's the most recent thing. But
Ned answers the group, said he can't recall the title, but he does know the group that has those lyrics that we've been reading this morning. But we'll give you the answer in just a minute.
Every time I think about it, I want to cry.
Yeah, give Mike a little time to dwell on it, and Brett as well. This
hoping for an instant flash.
This one's got just a touch of gimmick to it that makes it a little tougher than some of the others that we've done. We got through Michigan, Maryland, Chattanooga, Alabama, Louisville at Miami. That's where you guys stopped me and we went haywire. Was on that Louisville situation. Rutgers at Penn State, Ole Miss at home against UL Monroe, Oklahoma at
Oklahoma's never played in
BYU.
Provo.
Well, that's not an easy place to play.
I know.
That's not an easy
even
place
though
to play.
BYU's bad this year.
Mm-hmm. Tulane at Florida Atlantic, Michigan State. Talking about a down program. Michigan State at Indiana.
Now they're going to be looking for a head coach.
Yeah. Who in the world's going to tune in for Michigan State at Indiana? Only alumni.
The Indiana coach is probably going to lose his job, Tom Allen, too.
Yep. He was on top of the world just 2 years ago,
I know.
right?
When he had Penix.
In his corner. East Carolina visits Navy. Appalachian State travels to James Madison. I can't believe that one's not on some television other than ESPN Plus. That seems like a pretty good matchup.
Yeah,
today.
that's where game day is.
Yeah.
You'd think they would broadcast
and it's on ESPN Plus. Kind of strange.
That is strange.
Brett informed me during the week that James Madison, one of only 6 schools ranked in the top 25 in football and basketball.
Yeah.
So James Madison, one of only 6. That's impressive. Number 22, Utah goes to Arizona. What has got into the Wildcats of Arizona?
Suddenly winning.
Yeah, they're one of those 6 teams that's ranked in both.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yep.
I think they're 7-3.
Yeah, haven't they won 3 in a row or 4 in a row and against pretty decent competition?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it has been a surprise. Duke at Virginia, Cincinnati at West Virginia, North Texas at Tulsa. Maybe Kevin Wilson gets him a win in that North Texas game. Temple at UAB. Tennessee's at home to take on number 1 Georgia. What kind of chance you give them?
Only a puncher's chance.
I'll go with my 50% because it's only 50%. That's the only way. It's one team's going to win, one team's going to lose. And Georgia, even though I think they have gotten better as the season has rolled along, they haven't played lights out every week.
No, and actually, when they played Ole Miss, that was their first real challenge. But they destroyed Ole Miss.
I thought they had a couple games that were one-possession games. Did they not?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought
they beat Missouri by 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did play Missouri.
Yeah.
They beat Auburn by 7. South Carolina by 10. Those were their closest.
That's their closest games.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
But now they're blowing people out all of a sudden.
But if they played like they did against South Carolina, you got to think Tennessee at home would have a chance.
Yeah, just the way Tennessee got blown out by Missouri last week.
But they have something to prove now.
Makes me wonder if.
But, they are at home.
Don't look ahead in the SEC. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
You can't look ahead. Illinois at Iowa. See what the over-under is, Brett. Illinois and Iowa.
12.
Yeah, maybe. Notre Dame's at home to take on Wake Forest.
31.
North Carolina travels to Clemson.
31.5.
31.5. Which way would you go? Illinois and Iowa.
How about Sam Hartman playing his old team in Wake?
Yeah. They'll give him a. Wake fans are classy. They'll give him a nice homecoming. Is it there?
No, it's at Notre Dame.
Oh well, they're going to give him a nice homecoming as well.
Yeah,
at Notre Dame.
North Carolina.
Brett's ready for him to go. He's not a Hartman fan. Says he's bringing the offense down.
All right.
Right, Brett?
Yeah, I don't. He's not good enough.
Not good enough. Carolina Clemson. That's an interesting matchup today.
It is.
Clemson actually got a chance, I guess, to spoil North Carolina's party, right?
They could. Absolutely.
Who is next in line that would make the
championship game?
Yeah.
Well, y'all said it's not. It's Louisville right now.
It's Louisville right now. So
Carolina would need
and
Louisville
a Carolina
to lose.
loss would probably seal it then.
Well, somebody said if Louisville wins, they're in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all they got to do is win.
Right. Okay.
But if they lose,
I guess if they lose and Carolina wins, then maybe Carolina.
And
will
who's
get,
Louisville?
Louisville's at Miami.
At Miami.
It's not easy.
Actually, an underdog. Miami's favored by half a point.
I'll take that half point in Louisville. I'll wind up broke.
The next game you're going to mention, that's also
and there you go, Gene Strauss. I just said I would take Louisville, so you better take Miami. Next game, what?
The next one you're going to talk UCLA, USC.
Battle of the initials.
They say Chip Kelly on the hot seat.
Why? UCLA is not a top 25 program.
I can't even find it. Are neither one of them ranked?
No, but
I see it now.
Yeah,
both of them have 4 losses.
UCLA, Southern Cal, 3:30 today on ABC. NC State at Virginia Tech. Baylor at TCU. Oklahoma State at Houston. Oregon at Arizona State. The Buckeyes at home to take on Minnesota. That one will be.
I call them Minnehaha.
Ugly game of the day. Well, yeah, it's a ha-ha, all right, especially today. K-State at Kansas. How about that matchup? Both teams ranked.
Yeah.
Both teams ranked.
Both those coaches would be good candidates for A&M.
Florida State at home to take on North Alabama, not necessarily the Crimson Tide, but North Alabama. California travels to Stanford.
Academic Bowl.
Yeah, or the Band Bowl.
Band Bowl.
Yeah, it's always remembered for that wild scene
I
when
wish
the game wasn't over.
I wish they didn't get to schedule games like North Alabama this late in the season.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like Alabama and Chattanooga.
It's a break, right? I guess it's just some kind of break. And most of the SEC was like that today, right?
Well, they have that 1 week, that one Saturday that they all play patsies.
Florida at Missouri. Missouri ranked number 9. I think they're a very good team, physical team.
Yeah.
They're not going to make the playoffs, no. But if this was 12 months from now, they would sneak in the playoffs. They might sneak in with another win or two.
I don't understand Florida. How are they falling down to
Miami's
level of
Billy Napier
mediocre,
not working out.
being mediocre?
Right.
Yeah, Florida State's improving, but at least one major team in that state. You know, right now Central Florida's the second best, aren't they? And they're got a losing
they're
record.
only 5. They're only 5-5.
But they got a big win last week.
Yeah, they just.
Kentucky at South Carolina, Nebraska at Wisconsin. The key here today, Nebraska is at Wisconsin. Somebody's got to win.
Hey, David, you passed up probably the biggest game of the day, Washington
Oregon State.
Yeah.
That's upset alert right there. You better watch out.
Yeah.
Oregon State's pretty good. I don't even know who their coach is, but Oregon State is pretty doggone good.
Yeah, they are. And they got the former Clemson quarterback who's had a good year there. What's his name?
Something like that.
DJU.
TJ, right? DJ, okay.
Number 7, Texas goes to Iowa State. To me, that's another game that could be a trap. Iowa State always pulls somebody's party.
And 3 of the last 4 times they played Texas at Iowa State, they beat them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They who?
Iowa beat Texas. Iowa State beat Texas.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I knew one of them won. LSU at home to take on Georgia State, another one of those matchups with the SEC versus level 2 team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse, Georgia Tech, New Mexico, Fresno State,
but Georgia
San Diego State, San Jose State.
I mean, Georgia State probably can't compete with LSU, but that's a big step up from North Alabama.
No.
So your true SEC games today that I see are Kentucky at South Carolina, Florida at Missouri, Who was the 3:30 game? Georgia at Tennessee.
Yeah, those are both the only ones.
That may be. It may be the only ones that fall into that category. What would be the big college football story in tomorrow's newspapers? Anything? Anything come to mind? I'm just asking. I mean, what would make a good story that's a possibility of happening today?
Texas loss skewers Big 12 championship race.
So you think that'll be what happens today, that the Longhorns get upset?
Yep, in Ames, Iowa.
Yeah, it could.
Then that would give the challengers in the Big 12 all with 2 losses, at least.
You know how we always say NC State don't have an identity, and we don't know if they're a football school, a baseball school, a basketball school.
No, I can't figure that out.
Iowa State comes to mind as well.
Yeah.
As a school like that.
They've had some pretty good runs in basketball occasionally.
Yeah, and pretty good teams in football.
Yeah, Matt
but
Campbell.
They're not consistently in the top 25 in either one, are they? Or it doesn't seem like to me. I think Iowa State falls into that.
They were bad last year in football, and so this year.
And what's NC State right now? 7-3. So they're on schedule for their
8-4
season.
They're going 8-4 again.
Yep.
They got Virginia Tech and Carolina.
So
last 2
whatever
games.
happens to them this week, we know how to bet next week.
Yeah, the opposite. They've actually won 3 in a row. Beat Clemson, Miami, and Wake Forest.
That's not a bad run.
That's a pretty good
That's
run.
not a bad run right there.
At Virginia Tech and then at home against North Carolina.
What's Virginia Tech?
They're not good. 5-5.
5-5.
Jason makes a really good point here, one I hadn't really thought about yet. But today is more than likely Caleb Williams' last college football game. I don't expect him to play in the bowl game. So,
yeah, it's true. If he's not coming back for his final year,
right,
then
he will. I don't think I may have said don't expect them to play I may have said that, but I think he said him.
Yeah,
to play.
Probably opt out of the bowl game.
Yep. Yeah, he did say him. I do not expect him
avoid
to
the
play
risk of injury
in the bowl game. So, if you are setting at number 1 next year in the NFL draft, are you taking Williams? Are you taking Drake May? Are you taking Penix?
There's so many good quarterbacks.
No, I still like Williams the best.
I don't think
I don't like him.
I don't think
but
there's so many.
I think Williams is the best.
I don't like Williams either, but I'll concede his talent.
And you know what? 2 of those 3 guys are going to be flops.
Yeah.
But I actually think Williams has been humbled a little bit this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 2 of those 3, by law of averages, the way you look at the NFL, just look at what Carolina got versus what the Texans got.
I know.
And,
Stroud's working
wrong
out.
order.
Yeah.
Panthers could have got Stroud.
Yep.
But I
really looked good.
I don't know if Bryce Young is bad, but his team is awful.
His team's awful. It is
especially
awful.
their weapons and their offensive line. I mean, I don't think Stroud would really be doing any better than Bryce Young has done.
Well, I mean,
he may not.
Bryce Young,
but I do think, and I thought all along Stroud was the better quarterback.
Right.
But I don't think he's that much better.
Well,
it's just situation.
For the Panthers'
what made
sake.
Bryce Young so good was his ability to create with his legs and get out of the pocket and find receivers, and he's strictly a pocket passer.
Okay, why don't the Panthers organization take note of and help me with the head coach's name?
Frank Reich.
Frank Reich. Why don't he take note and look at what the Bears did and suffered for weeks till they turned what's his name, the quarterback, turned him loose.
Yep.
Fields.
Justin Fields.
Once they turned him loose, their offense was explosive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it got a lot better.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's that kind of runner. I don't think Bryce Young's that kind of runner.
But I'm talking about just creating plays.
If he is, he looks too fragile.
He's way too fragile.
Yeah, he's thin.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at him, he's just I can't believe he's 205.
He's not very tall either.
He looks like he's about 180.
It would be what we'd need to do is go somewhere and stand beside him because NFL players can make you look smaller.
True.
Than you are.
Well, he looks to me like he's Russell Wilson's height,
but not his
and RG3's build.
That's right.
He
looks like a slot receiver.
That's what it looks like.
That's a recipe for disaster right there.
That's why he's not running.
Yeah, when he runs, he better avoid hits.
Yeah.
I mean, he very, very well should. I'm going to give the scores. Brett's going to hate it because I'm just going by the normal.
Oh yeah, we got to get into high school football.
Out of order scores. But I wanted to. Let's see. Let me get back up here real quick.
Hold on. Let me send them to you.
Okay. Well, I'll give Thursdays. I'm going to give Thursdays real quick because there was 5 games played in the eastern part of the state on Thursday. So if you send me the others while you're sending them, North Mac. I said the eastern part of the state. North Mac did not play in the eastern part of the state. Wilson Prep beat Northmore 42-15. Greenville Rose loses to Havelock 20-6. Clinton, a lot of people's favorite to come out of the East in the 2A bracket, wins over Southeast Alamance 42-7. Northeastern over Princeton.
Yeah, that's the first year team, Southeast Alamance.
Yeah, Southeast.
First year playing varsity.
And they're the Stallions.
And they made it to the third round.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Good.
Not bad.
And beat Cummings along the way.
Princeton scored 53 points last night in their loss to Northeastern. 62-53. Northeastern wins that game. And Cleveland beats Newbern last night 56.
Where in the world is Cleveland?
13. Send them to which email you send them to?
No, I texted it to you. You're gonna have to open the link on your phone.
Okay.
And then you can click on each class.
What I'll do real quick is read a comment. Jason, if UNC doesn't make the ACC championship game, I don't expect Drake May to play in the bowl game either. Next Saturday versus NC State could be his last game. So, yep, that's just the way it works this day and time amongst these what project to be high draft picks moving into the college round. Let's see here. Brett has sent me.
You have to tap on the class,
and
then you'll have to tap on third round.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's complicated.
Go ahead and do it. It's blown out of proportion. You can do them.
You want the East scores for 1A?
I want everything because we're down to the nitty gritty.
Okay. Tarboro beats Southeast Halifax 36-0. East Bladen defeated Rosewood 47-14. Wilson Prep over Northmore 42-15, and West Columbus over Lakewood 42-0. And then in the West, 1A, Robbinsville defeated Swain County 30-24 last night. North Rowan beat Mountain Heritage 48-39. Eastern Randolph over Thomasville 40-19.
Was that Rowan game a little surprise to beat Mountain Heritage?
I don't know. It was a 4 and 5. North Rowan was at home.
Okay.
I don't really know.
No, I'd say it's not then.
And Mount Airy beat Murphy 64-26.
Wow.
Gave up 26 points.
Yeah.
Mount Airy?
That's more than they've given up all year.
It is.
Total combined.
It is. Yeah.
So it'll be North Rowan at Robbinsville and Eastern Randolph at Mount Airy next week.
Wow.
Robbinsville is the number 1 overall seed, so if it comes down to them and Mount Airy has to go to Robbinsville.
Ooh,
I still don't know if they can. Robbinsville can pull that one off.
Yeah, that would be a tremendous crowd.
Yeah.
It will be next week for those 2 matchups, but especially that Mount Airy at Robbinsville if that takes place. Tell me their opponents one more time. Mount Airy host
Eastern Randolph. Robbinsville was North Rowan.
Robbinsville last night down 24-8. Come back and won. Yep, come back and won over a good Swain County team. They beat Swain County twice.
And I'm going to go to 4A now and just save the locals for
there you go.
last.
Good move.
In the East, Rollsville beat Fuquay Varina 69-21. Cardinal Gibbons over Clayton 30-28.
Ooh.
Hoggard over Laney 43-10. And Cleveland over Newbern, I think you already gave that one, 56-13. And then in the West, it was Weddington over Charlotte Catholic 37-7. Grimsley eliminated Huff again, 42-35. That's back-to-back years Grimsley put Huff out.
Wow.
Butler beat Mount Tabor 49-13, and Independence won at Watauga 34-14.
Who you like out of that West?
That's tough. I'll probably say Grimsley.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Butler.
It's going to be one of the two, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, Grimsley's got to go to Weddington, but I just don't know if Weddington can keep up with Grimsley's speed and the way they can score.
Find out.
If they scored 42 on Huff, they probably score 42 on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, it'll be Grimsley at Weddington and Independence at Butler, assuming that one's played at.
Well, that'd take 10 minutes to get there.
At Butler, not at Memorial Stadium. I don't know if they will use that for a playoff game or.
Well, if they want to get everybody in there, they want to go to the game.
Yeah.
Butler's. I don't think they have a very big stadium, and there'll be a lot of.
They'll move.
A lot of local
they
interest
probably
in that
will
one.
move. You know, I don't know. I guess if the Panthers are at home next Sunday, there's no way they could move it to that venue. But,
Yeah.
Well, there is a way. You could play 2 games in 2 days apart, but it won't happen.
No, I don't think they play it there. But Memorial Stadium's an option.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
UNC Charlotte?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not. It's probably Memorial Stadium or nothing.
Yeah.
Or
at Butler.
3A bracket, number 1 seed Havelock beat Greenville Rose 20-6, and Northern Nash beat Scotland County 45-44.
Wow. Now, Northern Nash, the team East Lincoln beat last year in the state title game.
Defending Eastern champion.
And they're still alive.
Still going.
They'll go to Havelock next week.
Where they won't still be alive.
Southern Alamance over Terry Sanford 47-21, and Fayetteville 71st beat Fike 48-0.
A lot of history of Fayetteville 71st. Used to be in a lot of championships, but couldn't beat the West team. They finally beat the West team because the other West team that they faced was from Fayetteville. Back when they did the longitude.
Yeah.
And in the West, it was Crest over West Charlotte 30-29. Dudley over Robinson 50-28.
Don't forget overtime in that Crest game.
Yeah.
Heard you say that.
Did you see they were down? They were down 22-6.
Yeah.
Scored 2 touchdowns, got the 2-point conversions on both of them.
Who was?
Crest.
They were down 22-6.
Yeah, they had to score 16 straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then West Charlotte got down to kick a field goal in the last seconds, and Crest blocked it.
Really?
That would have won the game.
Ah.
And then Crest wins it with the 2-point conversion in overtime.
And that's the only time that Crest led in the game.
Yeah.
Was on the 2-point conversion that ended the game. The only time they
and
led.
the gutsy call. And they threw it. I mean, they
see
threw a little
basketball
pass in the
games like
corner of
that
the
a
end
lot,
zone.
but I hardly ever see football games like that.
Yeah. On the other side, West Henderson beat Oak Grove 45-24, and Hickory 61-38 over AC Reynolds.
And so it's West Henderson at Hickory?
West Henderson at Hickory and Dudley at Crest.
Well, those are decent matchups.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they are all 13-0.
How about that? And an undefeated went down last
night.
Yeah,
Robinson was also
Robinson
undefeated.
was undefeated and lost to Dudley. That's a tall task when you have Dudley in your bracket.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But what else you got?
And then the last one, the 2A bracket, starting the East. I think you already said Clinton. Clinton 42-7 over Southeast Alamance. Nash Central over Hertford County 71-68.
Oh my gosh!
The offensive game of the night.
Unbelievable.
Whiteville beat Southwest Edgecombe 44-8, and Northeastern over Princeton. You gave that one 62-53.
So our matchups next week are
Nash Central at Clinton and Whiteville at Northeastern.
Well,
That'd probably be a pretty long drive, wouldn't it? Whiteville to Northeastern.
Yeah, I mean they're just lower part of the state to upper part of the state.
Yeah.
But,
and then in the 2A West, Shelby defeated Salisbury 38-21. Forest Hills over Community School of Davidson 48-21. Reedsville beat Brevard 41-20, and Bunker Hill beat Monroe 24-23.
And the game
congrats to the Bunker Hill Bears for advancing to the fourth round. Next week, got a tall task ahead going to Reidsville.
What an ending. Monroe marches down, in the last 3 minutes of the game.
And looked dead a couple times on that drive.
Yeah.
Looked completely dead.
They had a 3rd and 30.
3rd and 30.
Yeah.
And the quarterback ran it.
Ran it and got
about
the
35
first down.
yards.
Yep. Okay, let's talk about end-game strategy. Did you guys agree with they threw the football for the 2-point conversion to win it?
You know, the more I thought about that last night and this morning, nobody knows that team better than their coaches. That's the first time I've seen them play.
Yeah, me too.
First time we've seen them play. But it's not what I would have done.
Well,
I'll just say that. It's not what I would have done, but nobody knows that team better than the coaches. And I just thought their passing game was not sharp last night.
There wasn't. Yeah.
You know?
The drops, they had a few drops too.
I'm going to guess that they probably had a good year throwing the ball. Yep. But last night they were probably 3 for 15, something like that.
It was not good.
Right.
But their big running back, number 4, just been gouging Bunker Hill's defense on that last drive and even before that.
Yeah, they had two good big running backs.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this before we went on the air this morning, but Scott Cloninger sends me a message, said Carson said number 6 from Monroe was top 4 in the state. Athlete only played 2 plays last night. We talked about that before we went on the air. This kid's been offered by Alabama.
Yeah.
And
offered as a defensive back,
right,
though he does play receiver also.
Yeah.
Well, that certainly
obviously
hurt
that did not help. Yeah, that's we know that did not help.
And from what I read, he's the number 11 defensive back in the nation.
In the nation, number 11.
He's a junior.
Okay,
he's got another year.
Okay.
Well, of course, Bunker also had injury problems too. Their great running back, Jason Willis,
Jason Willis Jr. the third, as they say.
Yeah,
yeah, Jason Willis Jr.
Yeah, he had a tough night with just trying to stay on the field, but he fought through it, and he was in there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of heart.
Yeah,
he wants to be out there.
He really does. I mean, he showed it last night.
Time.
Yeah, there were players limping off the field. Seemed like every other play last night. There was some hard hitting.
So.
Has Bunker Hill ever gone this deep in the?
I don't know.
To win 3 playoff games, I wouldn't think so.
No, neither.
Last year they won 2, and then Maiden put them out in the 3rd round. But I can't imagine they've won 3 playoff games.
Now I'm lost on this one. I'm going to read it. Maybe you guys can tell me what I'm missing. This is from Butch. Scott called that play as their go-to play for a 2-point. I guess he meant to put conversion because he put congratulations. Because I don't think congratulations are in order.
No. How about condolences
for that,
would be in order?
For that, yeah. I just.
Well, what was it?
They have junior
quarterback sort of.
He did what he did every passing play. He kind of
looked
right, started rolling left, and then just
he
tried
actually
to flip
rolled
it.
a little to the right on that one.
He did roll a little right, but he
So
tried to
trying to
flip
throw
it to
back
the guy over the top of the line and let it fall.
Now they had a
But it
good
wasn't even
play.
close. Wasn't even close.
The play they used several times was where he faked a handoff, rolled left, and then threw it to the running back.
Yeah,
in the
coming
flat.
out of the backfield in the flat.
But it seemed like that would have been their go-to play to try. But yeah, I would have liked if he was going to roll out, just roll all the way out where you got the option to run.
Yeah, because he showed on that one play where he ran.
Yeah, he had some speed.
He could probably get to the corner.
Brett asked the question: Has Bunker Hill ever gone 4th round before? Personally, I never remember Bunker Hill playing in a regional final game, and that's what it would have been.
Yeah, because 4th round would have been
regional final.
Yeah.
Now Butch maybe can tell me because Butch has been closer to the Bunker Hill program than us. But in my days of watching, I never remember them playing in a regional final game, and that's what it would be in the 4th round. Now, I mean, then. For all those years. We've only been doing this format now for what, 3? This is the 3rd year?
3rd year.
Of 6 teams. So, Scott says we call it X pass, roll right, throw back to the left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just trying to get the defenders to lean toward the right and then throw back.
Yeah, but Bunker Hill just had it covered up.
Yeah,
and he really threw it more toward the middle of the. I mean,
and honestly, if he had threw it where the guy could catch it, could have been picked off.
Yeah,
or knocked down.
Because there was a defender.
Yeah, Bunker Hill had it. They had it covered.
Yeah, third round as far. They did get to the fourth round according to Butch. Said Tom Brown.
There we go again.
Tom Brown beat North Rowan in the third round in the 80s.
Wow.
So that means they played in the West Regional Final. Who did they play in the West Regional Final, Butch, and who beat them?
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to know, because that's good history. I like it. I like knowing that they have gotten this far before, and really back then that means they got
They were
farther,
further, yeah,
but in less rounds. Because the fourth round for us for 98% of the time.
For them to match that, they got to win next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd just like to know who was it they played in that next game that evidently eliminated them, because they hadn't been in the state championship game, right? So I just wonder who it was.
I don't think so. I'm really surprised that they even made it to the regional final.
Yeah, that was, and I was trying to see if he put us in the 80s. Yeah, in the 80s. So not 100% sure on that season. We'll take our final time out. Appreciate you tuning in to Sports Talk. Did I ever give you guys the answer?
No, I don't know it.
We never gave the answer to those lyrics.
I want to cry.
Let's see. We may still have time. We might still get by. Every time I think about it, I want to cry. I'm going to tell you this real quick. Let's see. Ned got the group right, with Heart.
It's not Magic
Lenny
Man.
got the group right with Heart. That's the
you said it's one of the top
Crazy
25.
on You.
Crazy on You.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is their best song. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I like it. I like
Magic
Barracuda.
Man. Barracuda.
Magic Man, I like. Okay, I would rank it third behind those two, but I would say probably the most played Heart song ever would be this.
Yeah. Crazy on You.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I would think. Scott says, tell Butch to go eat some barbecue with us next week, or reserve some chicken. If you're gonna eat chicken,
we got to make sure they're
late.
open on Good Friday first.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, not Good Friday, Black Friday.
Either one. Yeah, you got to make sure that, Coach, that they are open the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's
well, hopefully one of the two will be.
That will be the day after Thanksgiving when we visit. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Mike Painter. So in that regional final round in 1985, according to Carolina Preps, Mike says, 33-8 loss against
Regional.
1985. Regional, I don't think was quite regional.
Probably not.
What class were they?
2A.
2A.
I would guess. It could have been 3, but most likely 2A.
Salisbury.
You're getting closer geographically.
Thomas. Lexington.
There you go.
Lexington.
Yep, Lexington.
Okay.
Yeah. Bunker Hill lost to Lexington 33-8, 1985. Thank you, Mike Painter. Heart, Crazy on You. Final lyrics of the day. Well, I told you once, and I told you twice, but you never listened to my advice. Back in a moment. Brett's good at this.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Al Lane Motorsports is now Power Max Motorsports. Yes, the name has changed, but the great products you've come to know and trust are still there. The new Power Max Motorsports will continue to carry the full line of Can-Ams and Toro mowers, and they will feature a full service and parts department. Drop by and meet the new folks today. They want to get to know you and your needs. The new Power Max Motorsports, Highway 27 East at the Highway 73 intersection in Lincoln. Drop by and see them today. Full Throttle Power Sports and Law is proud to announce the addition of Brian Lane to their sales staff. And Brian wants to take this time to invite his friends and former customers of Al Lane Motorsports in Lincoln to come see him at Full Throttle Power Sports and Law, featuring brand names like CF Moto, Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Polaris, and more. See Brian Lane at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk of I-85 in Law, online at ncfullthrottle.com.
For where two or three have gathered together in my name, I am there in their midst. Matthew 18:20. You are invited to gather with us at Rhine Heights United Methodist Church, located at 520 Madison Street, just up from Betty Ross Park. Sunday school meets at 10, and worship follows at 11 every Sunday. Follow us on Facebook for special service announcements. Join us Sunday at Rhine Heights United Methodist Church.
Triad Corrugated Metal in Lincoln is this area's headquarters for premium metal roofing and supplies. And now just arrived, square tubing for metal carports and metal buildings. Give them a call at 980-429-2278 for pricing and sizes. And they have a wide variety of colors. Visit the website at triadcorrugatedmetal.com. And like them on Facebook too, Triad Corrugated Metal, 108 Industrial Park Road in Lincoln.
Buying a Bobcat is now easier than ever at West End Sales in Vale. Now get 0% APR financing. That means low monthly payments. Or you can get $1,200 instant rebates on selected models. Now is the time to buy. Like we said, it's easier than ever. Again, get 0% APR financing or get $1,200 instant rebate on selected Bobcat models at West End Sales at the Highway 1827 West intersection in Vale. Online at westindsales.com and like them on Facebook too.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, final segment of the show this morning. Glad to have you with us, David, Mike, and Brett here, along with Sullivan, who's off to the side, but out of camera range. Going to give you the lyrics one more time. I don't know if I got a text with those. Anybody guessing those lyrics? But my two guys here got it.
We got it.
I knew it when you said the very first line.
Well, I told you once and I told you twice, but you never listened to my advice. You don't try very hard to please me with what you know it should be easy. Yeah. The answer to our lyrics this morning on that one would be the Rolling Stones, The Last Time.
Time.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Good upbeat song.
That's early Stones.
Of course, he's doing some scolding there, it sounds like. But,
well, he did a lot of scolding of women in those.
The best front man in the history of rock and roll, right?
Yes.
Well, what'd you say?
I said yes.
Okay, I thought you said I guess.
No. Well, I mean, not only just for the body of work, but the longevity of the work. I mean,
Still doing it.
Yeah.
Who
would you rank number two?
I was about to say I would put Springsteen up there close.
Yeah. That would be to me.
Will you call him a front man of a band? Well, East Street Band.
East
Street Band. Okay.
He would be the closest thing, I think, to
the greatest American front man.
Yeah,
Springsteen.
That's true.
How about the second greatest? How about the second greatest American front man?
Mike's going to make sure we say the one he's wanting us to say.
Steven Tyler.
Well,
I'll tell you who's
it wasn't longevity, but for that period, Jim Morrison of the Doors.
Yeah, but that long.
It's only about 5 or 6 years, though. Yeah.
You know who I really like as a front man, but he's not going to get the recognition. Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
I always thought he was great. You know, I mean,
he's a great
voice. Was he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Dolly Parton, and it was very interesting.
Good
Not
voice.
together,
Great voice.
No, not together, but it was a good interview.
Yeah, she's good.
I got to get back to listening to Stern.
I bet I don't get to listen to it either. Brett tells me usually when it's somebody he knows he'd like to hear. It may be after the fact, but I couldn't listen to it anyway.
And another one of my favorites that's still going is Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder's good.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie
Okay.
Vedder's good. Yep.
Well, then, if you want to get into that era,
well, a lot of these. I was going to say a lot of these aren't going to have the longevity.
No, Kurt Cobain did not have longevity, but he was influential.
Yeah, but here's one thing I take into consideration when you have to be great. You have to appeal.
You got to put on a show,
and you have to appeal to about everybody.
Yeah,
you got to appeal to 75% of the nation anyway.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why I
How about
think
that?
Mick Jagger. I mean, there's ask who they are and if they know them, and if they know them, and most people are going to know the name Mick Jagger. Most are going to know the name Bruce Springsteen. But as you go on down the line, there's going to be 50% that don't know.
Like how many people would know who Roger Daltrey is?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah,
the Who's front man. It was really great.
He was, but
a while.
Yep.
Well, wait a minute. Well, of course, that's English. Robert Plant with Zeppelin.
I said anybody. Brett's the one brought it down to Americans only because he wanted Bruce to be ranked number one at
I put Robert Plant in the top 5 best front men.
Yeah, I'd go for that. A couple things from Ned here. He says 1985, Coach Jimmy Teague might have still been at Garinger. That's the Reidsville coach this day and time. Coach Jimmy Teague has won many state titles.
I don't think he is now.
Yeah, I think he did step down again.
He might be helping out.
He retired
I think his
one
son
time,
is the
or
coach.
he went somewhere else. He come back. Is his son the coach?
I think so.
I would second your motion on Sammy Hagar. Ned says
second that emotion.
Not David Lee Roth.
I like David Lee Roth too.
Yeah,
but
Eddie Van Halen made that band.
And David Lee Roth probably couldn't win anywhere else than Ben. But Sammy Hagar could probably jump on any band
because of the voice.
Now those were great. They were great singers, but Eddie Van Halen's sound is what made that made that band.
Drove Van Halen, yeah.
Now we're getting into politics, so I'm just not even going to read that one on the air.
It must be from Ned, right?
No,
No?
it's concerning Springsteen, and to me, we just won't even get into the politics.
No,
and there's so many musicians today that if you think Springsteen's political, do not follow Tom Morello.
Oh God, no. Rage Against the Machine.
Yep, he played in Springsteen's band for a while Stephen Van Zandt was busy doing other things, like the showing of Sopranos. While Stephen Van Zandt's in the Sopranos, one of the stars of Sopranos.
I didn't know Morello played.
Oh yeah, the last time Brett and I saw him,
Morello he was there with
playing in
last time.
And great man, he had a great guitar solo. What was the song, Brett? Whenever he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was.
Well, he does the Ghost of Tom Joad.
That's it. That's
one that he was originally in.
That is something else. Butch says that Jimmy's son is the head coach now at Reidsville. Joey Breimer says good morning to Sports Talk guys. Good morning,
all right,
Joey. As well. Let's see. Lenny says Lexington beat Bunker Hill. You said 85. That was probably about the time that Lexington had star running back. I think this guy went to NC State and played. Am I right, Lenny? I think he went to NC State and played for the Wolfpack.
I don't remember.
Because I remember the name.
Running back.
1985. I think I saw them play at Maiden. I think Lexington played at Maiden one year, did they not, Butch?
Was it a Scott?
And Butch, the answer to your question is probably 3.
No, he was after that, wasn't he? State had a good running back named Scott. But
Joe McIntosh.
Joe McIntosh.
Did he play at State? I remember him playing for the Yellow Jackets. Lexington's the only school I know that are Yellow Jackets that don't have yellow in their colors. They're blue and orange.
I did not know that.
They're blue and orange.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like Bessemer City has the yellow in there.
Yeah, they're yellow for sure.
But they're the only ones I know of that are Yellow Jackets that don't. Yeah, Lenny said yes, he did play for NC State.
What's the most recognizable colors in Western high school football?
Most recognizable colors.
Team color. Team uniform.
Red,
Kannapolis.
blue,
Kannapolis.
black.
I'm talking about
for
programs.
one team.
Kannapolis for me. The
Kelly Green?
Kelly Green, the K.
They're one of the few teams that wear Kelly Green. There are a few, but not,
Yeah, and they're just green and white. They don't have another color.
But that K on the helmet.
Oh, it looks sharp. It looks sharp. That's a Kiever helmet, Mike.
Yeah, that's Kiever.
I remember the days, back in the day, we traveled to A.L. Brown and watched Nick Maddox play running back in a couple of playoff games.
We did, yeah.
He was the
guy.
He was actually, he might have been, I just told Brett about this the other day. He and Chris Sims came out of high school at the same time, and Maddox had contacted Chris Sims, wanted to play at the same place he was going to play, but it didn't work out. But Maddox, Chris Sims said on the air in Pro Football Talk that Maddox, they were talking about Maddox on there, said that he was the number one running back in the country.
He went to Florida State, correct?
For a day. I don't know how long he went there. It wasn't long.
Yeah. And Chris Sims went to
played
Texas.
for him.
Yeah, but I mean he did, but I mean it just didn't turn out the way I thought it would
No,
turn
it
out.
didn't.
No.
Because he was a superstar running back in
He
high
was.
school, and I thought it would carry right on over.
I did too.
To the next level. Did he ever make it to the NFL, Nick Maddox?
I don't.
Not that I remember.
Where is Nick Maddox now?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, and another good question would be who's the head coach at A.L. Brown these days? Because the guy that was at Butler, what was his name?
Newsom, Mike Newsom.
Mike Newsom. He's no longer there. I kind of remember that game, Butch. He said, yes, they did. They come in. They said, beat us in a heartbreaker. Lexington that's what he's referring to at the old stadium.
Yeah.
Back at Maiden back in the day.
Justin Harden, head coach at A.L. Brown.
Justin Harden. That's Bruce's son, the legendary Bruce Harden.
Mm-hmm.
Had two sons that played and are head coaches, and Justin is one of those.
They haven't been the same since they went 4A.
No, they haven't.
No,
they haven't.
Just like Catholic.
Just when they go 7A.
Well, they might be back more
bit.
on a level playing field.
Yeah.
When
and in case you didn't look this week, in case you didn't look, the ADMs came out, and I'm assuming this is the ADMs that will be used for the next realignment, because the realignment process takes 9 months to a year, so they got to start on that pretty quick, especially since if they do it and it's going to be a whole new system, it may take a little longer to do it than normal, because the projection is they may go to 6 to 8 classes.
In those ADMs, anything jump out?
Yeah. The fact that Monroe was probably the biggest 2A school, wouldn't you say, Brett?
Well, I don't know if they're the biggest 2A school, but they are bigger than a lot of current 3A schools.
Whoa.
Nick Maddox did play one NFL game in his career for Cleveland. He returned 3 kicks in that game.
No wonder he left.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Want to guess where he was born?
Cleveland.
Shelby.
Was he?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Top running back in the nation, born in Shelby. Mike, if it goes to 8 classifications,
right.
I have a few things right here before we go off the air this morning. Ardrey-Kell is the biggest school in the state of North Carolina now, with 3,671 students, followed by Myers Park, South Meck, Raleigh-Enlow, Apex Friendship, Chambers, Huff, Panther Creek, Laney, and Leesville Road. There's your top 10 as far as. But if you go down through 7A, we don't really have anybody in that. But A.L. Brown, Brett, is right in the middle of that 7A. So I made that up, but it really could happen if we go to 8 classes.
Yeah, well, that'll get them away from some of those big Charlotte schools.
Yeah, real quick, I got one more. Slick Nick Maddox, Lenny says, a city councilman or county commissioner in Leon County, Florida these days, which is the county that FSU
Good for
is
him.
in. So how about that?
City council.
Not all Braun.
He played 4 years. Played 4 years at Florida State, but only 1,200 yards rushing.
Yeah.
We drove down there twice just to watch him play in the playoffs. We went down there. Kings Mountain was one of the games. They might have lost that Kings Mountain game in the playoffs. You remember that? But Kings Mountain, I can't remember who the other team was, but we wanted to go see him play. And A.L. Brown's a unique experience if you've never been to a game there, because the Mill Village backs up to the stadium, and they build decks on the back, and they sit on those decks at home and watch the game. It's
one of the most unique atmospheres in the state.
If you're wondering where some of our teams, if this would happen, in the future. North Lincoln would be the largest 5A school with 1,135 students. East Lincoln would be at one in
5A too.
Yeah, they would also be 5A at 1087 with 1,087 students. Guess who has 1,077 students and would be 5A? Your Monroe Redhawks.
Oh.
Major step up. So that tells me even if they go 4 classes, they're probably going to be going to 3A.
That's right.
In the next alignment. But I don't look for 4 classes. I look for more.
Yeah.
Some of the local teams, you got Burns would be one of the smallest 5As. Newton Conover would be the second largest 4A, followed by Bandy's, East Gaston, West Caldwell, East Burke, just to give you some local names, that would be 4A. Bunker Hill, Maiden, on down the line, that's about it. Clinton is one of the powerhouses that would still be in there. RS Central would be in that 4A grouping. Hendersonville, Lincoln Charter, Shelby, Patton, Reedsville.
Did you say Shelby 4A?
Yes, 4A. Shelby 4A along with Reedsville. If you go down to 2A or 3A, Lincoln would be the largest 3A school at the current enrollment. West Lincoln would also be there in the 3A. Chase would be 3A. I'm starting to see Chase now capitalized every time instead of capital C, HASC. It's now capitalized. I guess that they want to go by the acronym of the old.
They're using
Caroline,
the acronym, yeah.
Henrietta, Alexander Mills, Sandy Mush.
Sandy Mush is my favorite. I love Sandy Mush.
You're just thinking about liver mush.
Oh, yeah.
Jerome would also be in the 3A. West Lincoln I mentioned. Langston I mentioned. Jerome.
How about my Iron Man?
One of the closer.
Got to be.
Cherryville would be
2A.
on down the line, Mike, and I think we're about to get cut off here.
We are.
On our broadcast. But Cherryville would be number about halfway down the line of the 2As. And they also talked about combining 2A and 1A in football playoffs if it happens, just because a lot of the schools don't have football in there. So
that's right.
Thanks for tuning in. A lot of information this morning. We're just glad to have you listening.
Absolutely.
For Brett, Mike, I'm David. We'll see you next week here on Sports Talk.